I kept seeing it happen over and over again. Projects exploding out of nowhere, trending one week, completely gone the next. And everyone's just chasing the next one. Like maybe this time it'll be different. But the more I watched, the more it started to feel familiar. Like something I'd seen before in history books. Everyone's swinging, hoping they strike gold. But the people who actually make money, they're not digging. They're the ones selling the tools. And that's when I found Quant. If you're excited to finally understand what Quant is all about, be sure to like this video. It helps get this in front of others like you. During the California gold rush, people gave up everything for a shot at something bigger. They left behind families, homes, even stability, just for the chance that maybe they'd come back millionaires. These people went across the desert, up and down the mountains, with whatever money they had left in their pockets, chasing stories about some hidden valley where the rivers were so full of gold you could pull it out with your hands. But when they got there, it wasn't like the stories. Most of them found nothing. They slept on the ground. They swung pickaxes until their hands split open. And still, they kept digging, thinking maybe one more foot, one more swing, and it would all finally pay off. And for the vast majority, it never did. Meanwhile, there were people on the sidelines, not digging, not chasing. They were selling the picks, pans, shovels, coffee, canvas tents. They didn't have time to gamble. They just built what everyone else needed. Because crypto right now feels exactly like that. Only now it's not pickaxes and mining camps. It's skipping dinners, going out with family to throw a little more into the next meme coin. It's staying up until 2 a.m., glued to a chart, thinking this one's gonna be different. But more often than not, it just fizzles. You wait and nothing ever happens. Maybe it dumps, maybe it just fades away. The real opportunity isn't in chasing gold, it's in owning the tools, the rails, the infrastructure, and that's where Quant comes in. Quant isn't another token trying to strike it big. It's building the toolkit the entire ecosystem will need, not just today, but long into the future. Right now, blockchains are like little islands. Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, Hedera, all powerful in their own way, but completely isolated. They don't speak the same language. They don't share data. They can't trigger actions across networks or blockchains without building weird bridges, clunky relays, or custom workarounds that break constantly and create huge security risks. It's like everyone brought their own mining gear, but none of it fits together. The tools don't match, the parts don't sync. So they're duct taping everything together just to keep on digging. But Quant saw this problem, and they built Overledger, a clean layer of software that connects all these chains at the messaging level. It's like the early internet, back when every computer was its own little world, running its own system, using its own cables. Then something came along that connected it all. It didn't matter if you were on Windows, Mac, Linux, a school computer, a government server, or some clunky laptop halfway across the world. Once you were on the internet, you could communicate instantly and share data without friction. Quant is building this for blockchains. Let me know in the comments. What is clicking for you in this breakdown? Is there anything you'd like me to cover in more depth? I read every single comment, and your feedback will shape what I cover next. Let me give you a real-world example of how this plays out. A major commercial real estate deal is underway. A developer is issuing tokenized property shares on Ethereum. The investor's money is coming from a private chain tied to their bank. Environmental impact data is stored on Hedera. Legal compliance needs to hit a government record on a legacy system. And the final payment is supposed to clear on XRP. But none of these systems talk to each other, which means today, this deal falls apart. It's too complex, too slow, too risky, and that's the real hang-up keeping these systems from rolling out. Quant built Overledger to make this all work. The Ethereum token contract can sync directly with the Hedera sustainability record. The payment on XRP can auto-trigger the legal filing on the government backend. Everything settles instantly, across systems, with no custom bridges or manual cleanup. It just works. LACchain, a Latin American network backed by the Inter-American Development Bank, is using Overledger to connect digital currencies, identity systems, and payments. Quant's working with central banks across Europe, Asia, and Latin America on cross-border CBDC pilots. They've publicly partnered with Oracle, and Overledger is ISO 20022 compliant, meaning it plugs directly into the standard global banking system. It's something I've been digging into for a while, and while none of this is financial advice, I'm just sharing what I've found with people who want to understand the bigger picture. That bigger picture, it gets even more interesting when you look at the role of the QNT token, because everything Quant is building runs on QNT. Access to Overledger, whether you're a developer, a company, or a government, requires QNT tokens. Licenses are priced in fiat, but under the hood, they're converted into QNT using a smart contract. Once those tokens are used, they get locked in a treasury contract, pulled out of circulation for the entire duration of the license. The supply is fixed at 14.88 million QNT. No more will ever be minted. More use means more locked QNT, which means less supply on the market. And QNT isn't just a payment method. It's the login, the ID badge, the key that lets you in and proves who you are. So what does that mean if you hold QNT? You're not chasing the next trend. You're holding the tools that others need just to participate in the ecosystem. In the original gold rush, the people who sold picks, pans, tents, and coffee didn't dig for gold. They served the ones who did. And as the gold rush scaled, so did their profits. That's what QNT represents. Every time a bank plugs in, every time a developer launches a product, every time a government mints a tokenized asset, they're using the infrastructure QNT investors already hold a piece of. And while most are chasing the next nugget, Quant's already at the register. Every time someone rents that shovel or pan or pickaxe, they pay for it in QNT. If you want more breakdowns like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you're curious what happens when AI starts to warp what's real and what isn't, and how blockchain infrastructure will be the only way to verify truth, that's exactly what this next video breaks down. You definitely don't want to miss it.